today's live. Just checking to make sure it's working. Last week, the sound was not great. So I'm hoping that the sound is okay today. So I'm going to wait for some people to jump on to just make sure that it's working and everything. Okay, so let's dive into today's topic. So I'm Jenny Lyon, Rainbow Amazon, if you haven't met me yet, and if you're new to my profile. So I am a business and energy mentor for entrepreneurs and leaders. I have 23 years experience in energy work, counseling, therapy, and I became a business mentor about 6 years ago, about 5 years ago actually. So I help spiritual entrepreneurs getting their business online. So I'm very excited to be talking today about how to optimize your health or unrivaled leadership. And it's going to be about 20 minutes, 20-minute live with you guys. So yeah, make sure you sit down, take pen and paper if you want. I'll be doing a little bit of teaching around this and take you through one of my levels of embodied leadership, which is what I take my time through. So your health. Okay, it's a massive topic, obviously, and I can go into so many different areas of health today. And I'm going to cover a little bit about how I approach health in my coaching and in my containers with my clients, etc. So say hello if you can see me, guys. I can see a few people watching. Say hello if you can see me. So hashtag live, hashtag replay, please. So let's talk about this with health. I personally have, and I say this quite often, I have a long history with learning and loving, I suppose, health. I grew up wanting to be healthy, as in I was a very active kid. I loved sports. I was into food, nutrition, healthy living, if you like, quite early, actually sort of almost ahead of my parents. And I would quite, early, sort of take charge in the kitchen and things like that. So I was very, always really interested in well-being and good food, good nutrition and all those things. And then that developed to more sort of specific when I became a massage therapist and when I became a physical therapist and then I trained in nutrition as well. It became even more sort of apparent that, I'm really interested in the physical health of our being. As I moved through learning the healing commodities I do and the mentorship that I do, I get to through divine healing, for example. The system was developed by a medical doctor, or is developed by a medical doctor. So we have a lot of very specific ways of working with the physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental health and emotional health. So it's almost like being a healer and obviously a therapist as well. So I did counseling. All the areas of health really interested me had from an early age, and then I learned the different things. So health was always something I was very interested in. So it started with physical health, and then it moved into more like mental, emotional, and spiritual health as I became a healer and a spiritual leader and an expert in energy. So, why is your emotional, physical, spiritual, and mental health so important for your leadership? Well, because it is the very foundation you build everything on. So I'm going to take you some examples. So on a physiological level, if you are challenging your body in a non-positive way, whether that is eating the wrong foods, whether that is not looking after the body properly with exercise, nutrition, all the things that you need supporting it, massage, having all the things that is important for your body to keep its vitality and its youth and all those things, we are basically compromising on you becoming like a channel as well, because the physical toxins that stays in the body when they're not looking after the body properly, are actually blocking the intuition. It's blocking like all toxins, the numbers, like low produce, like not good quality produce, toxins from the air, pollution, like everything, drugs and alcohol, of course, as well. All the different things that we could potentially, intoxify our bodies with. It's actually blocking your channel, blocking your intuition, it's blocking your downloads, it's blocking all the things that your natural, psychic abilities and things like that. So to me, it's so important to keep the body clean so that we can perform on a higher level with the intuition side of things, and with the sort of also feeling good, right? So it's not just the intuition, but it's that feeling grounded fully in your body, feeling profoundly well, right? Your chi is, flowing in your system, and it's so important for the chi to flow and for you to feel, energized and those things. Most people are very disconnected to their bodies, right? And many people I work with are not so disconnected because they kind of probably wouldn't come to me otherwise. But if I speak to them about, you feel that in your body, some people who have not been so kind of trained, if you like, to connect with their body on a deep level, they won't even be able to feel it in their body. They won't even be able to locate sometimes that emotion or that trauma being stored somewhere, or that on a cellular level, because they haven't really paid attention to it. And that is when I say embodied leadership, we really are making an ally with the body to become embodied leaders. So that's like the physical body. Now let's talk about the emotional health. So I believe that our emotional health and our ability to be emotionally resilient, emotional intelligence, to create emotional mastery, is really a combination of understanding your own human brain, your reactions and how you function, and at the same time being able to create a framework for how you are handling your emotions. And because most of our emotions as children, the society can tend to be suppressed as well. Many emotions that are like anger, emotions that are sort of not accepted, would sometimes be suppressed in children. And that means that they are then creating, like, it really attacks the immune system, basically. If you sort of suppress emotions, and this is a collective disease, and keep, good and calm and, not expressing, it's really affecting your immune system. It's affecting your ability to, really thrive. It's not normal to suppress. So I work a lot with emotional capacity with my clients, like really allow them, help them to feel their emotions, but also to have the right tools to navigate so that they develop emotional intelligence and understand themselves and how to lead themselves in tricky situations that may be triggering, and then know what to do, how to decompress, or how to sort of like clutter, or change that in a different environment. I mean, it's just a little piece, I'll tell you that. So emotional intelligence is another really important piece of your health and also of your leadership, right? Now, mental health. Ta-da! The disease of the society, right? Of young children as well, and teenagers, juveniles growing up. There's so many things to cover in this area, but I believe that the disconnection from ourselves and from our loved ones, like parents, I'm talking in a very general perspective here, and that's disconnect with parents, a disconnect with the people that are our carers on an early stage, and the disconnect using the devices, having too much time on the phone or iPad, whatever, like that disconnect creates a disconnect. And then what happens is that the child or the person feels disconnected to their environment, or to their loved ones, or the people that are carers, and they start creating, because it's like a dopamine hit as well, it then starts creating this kind of really out of balance, like non-harmonious relationship with themselves, because they don't sit with their emotions when they're on their phone, for example, and then or they keep it distracted. It doesn't have to be the phone, it could be a computer, it could be something else that keeps them distracted. That means that as soon as that thing is taken away and then they're feeling their emotions, which they're not allowed to feel, they start feeling emotions they don't recognize, and then it starts affecting their mental health because they think there's something wrong with them, and then they internalize everything. And you can see where I'm going with this, right? So the mental health of the society is pretty poor because no one really has the right tools from the beginning, and it's not like anyone's fault really. It's just kind of a I suppose it's like a collective and modern day disease, as I call it. So your mental health. So, for example, young women or young girls in schools, mental health for them would be things like they don't feel confident, they have body sort of issues, or they feel like they have to always perform to receive. You know, these are just patterns, right? Then it starts affecting their mental health. Now, when it comes to them becoming grown-ups, and I'm talking to you as a leader, a business owner, or a an executive or something, or a CEO or something, on a higher position where you're working, whether it's your own company or whether it's working for someone else, this mental health and the emotional health, if there is anything feeling out of balance for you, it will probably be something that happened in childhood. It will probably be a conditioning somewhere that made you feel that way, or made you feel like you are performing on a lower level when it comes to the emotional and mental health. Not meaning there's something wrong, but for example, not dealing with emotions then put more pressure. It's like a pressure cooker, and then creates more sort of outburst and more sort of like triggered sort of reactive, situations, because there's no regulation, and that person, may have had problems in childhood or growing up, or having other, it's just a collective thing as well. And it could also be things going on in the workplace where the tension of, I don't know, it could be competition, it could be other things going on in the workplace that could make you feel like imposter, but it could also feel like you're struggling alone, that there's no place to connect, that there is like an isolation going on. That's then affecting your mental health, not feeling good about things, start overthinking. Do you know what I mean? The list is endless. So look, there's so many different layers in this. And then, so we're talking physical, mental, emotional, and we're also thinking spiritual. So your spiritual health is different. This is the way I define it. The spiritual health is measured at the level of at what capacity you can allow yourself to be very present in the very present moment, monitoring one moment by if not taking yourself further, in the future or the back, not overthinking, not sort of going over things that was in the past, or not worrying, but your ability to be in the very present moment and take each step as it is in that right moment. It's almost it's like an ability to be so present and to be so coherent with the very now that it almost becomes it's like a spiritual ability. It's like a spiritual wellness to be that way. And that often is achieved by having spiritual practices, doing meditations, doing energy clearings, allowing yourself to be still and to be very present with yourself. So I have present and still moments with myself every day, so I can maintain my spiritual health. And then what happens is, because I do that, it's like a muscle. Like you can train your body, you can train your mind, you can train your emotions. Same thing with your spiritual, energetic health. What happens is that when you're put in situations that are challenging, because you're so good at maintaining your spiritual health, not much can rock your boat. And that means, well, it's very embodied leadership, that is. So becoming this person of, deep sense of resilience, a deep sense of calm, a deep sense of centeredness. That is spiritual health. So I call that spiritual health because that's how I define it. And that centeredness and that stillness and that presence and that being from within can only really be achieved by practicing that, and by having spiritual mentorship, having spiritual. I do the quantum mentorship with my clients, and dive deep into the subconscious mind, dive deep into the different areas of life which is affecting your health, your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health. And it's not as scary as you think. It's not as scary as you think. It is a lot easier than you think, because what happens is I don't follow like an intellectual or a specific roadmap that has to be in specific steps. It's an intuitive process with each person. So I almost say, like, when I look at my clients, I can see like a ball of energy, and it's almost like my intuition will tell me exactly, oh, we're going to go and just cherry pick this bit today, and we're going to work on that. And we're not having to take loads of different sort of off turns and trial and errors, because we're not working with the intelligent mind. We're working with the emotional intelligence and the intuitive intelligence, which means that we can go to the issue or the problem or the specific core thing that we need to work on right today that you didn't even know. We will go there. So it's really a shortcut. All this work that I do with my clients is really a shortcut, a very effective and efficient way of cutting to the chase, basically. Because there's no going around in circles. There's no trying trial and error, figuring it out. It really is not like that. We go straight to the thing, because I'm I can see, like I'm psychic, so I can see where we need to go. I don't need to work it out in my head, which is a massive benefit for my clients, because it saves time, it saves going around in circles, and it saves the sort of troubleshooting issue, because we go straight to what we need to work on, and it's always right. And that's why it's called quantum. So my quantum mentorship. So if you are a leader, if you are an executive, if you're a CEO, or if you're somebody who is in the position of leadership and you want to expand in an effortless way, so that you can still climb the ladder, so that you can still continue to perform at a level that you wish, without sacrificing your health, without feeling like the emotional, spiritual, physical, and mental health is stretching you. Because who wants that? No one wants that. We want to feel calm and zen. We want to feel emotionally regulated. We want to feel physically vibrant and, energized. And we want to feel mentally strong and stable. That's when you like that, and you're doing that at like a 10, you're like a force to be reckoned with, and you will then become so, it's like you're so centered and you're so in your essence that you become more magnetic as a leader as well, and you become more insightful, and you're intuitive, you're very sort of clear, you're not rushing around, you have extreme focus, you have to feel like you're in control, basically. We kind of are, but we're not, right? We are, but we're not. But it feels like that because it's very coherent. Yeah. So if this is you, I invite you to drop me a message with word quantum, and I will take you through my quantum mentorship journey. And I would love for you to experience this work with me. And health is only one level of the 7 levels of the leadership. So health is like the foundation. So when this foundation is really humming, and it's a beautiful resonance in you, and it's amazing, it's working, we will always then activate all the other levels. So they are wealth, power, relationships, communication, intuition, and purpose and action. It's not exactly linear, but when the health is humming, we can really kind of like activate and just completely sort of like work on those other levels quite easily when the health is on all cylinders. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. I see you next. So this is my weekly Tuesday Live. So I see you soon. And if you have any questions, let me know. That's it. And I wish you a wonderful day.